Okay, so I actually woke back up and got a little bit of I got a little bit of a second wind. Maybe all that Coca-Cola I drank was kicked in. So what I want to do is something more fun, and I just thought about what can we do to do a little bit more AOE damage. You know, how can we make it a little bit more fun? So I decided to go ahead and get my Dragon Breath chili recipe here, and which I bought from a vendor in Theramore Island. And let's go ahead and start farming mats for Dragon Breath chili, which is a really fun food, so that we can do some AOE damage. I think with Dragon Breath, and I haven't done it and used it in so long, but I think we'll see some fun stuff when we get this created here. So this ought to be really interesting. So we're going to look for some small flame sacs, and I think one of the best ways to get them is in, at least for me, my purposes, the way I've farmed them in the past, is in the Badlands, and by going into Lethlor Ravine here. And let's see how this works out. So, and also we may get lucky and get, you know, there's pets that drop, dragon pets that can drop in here, and you know, and other things like that. But we're gonna just farm these guys. There's also some dragon scales that might drop. Let's try to grab like 2 or 3 of these elites, and let's just see how well I do against multiple. They do quite a bit of damage, and I do take a lot of spell damage, unfortunately. We're going to throw up our fire resistance aura, and we're going to see how we do. Oh, yeah, you can see they're doing a lot of damage to me. But we're going to try to burn them quickly. Yeah, maybe 2 at a time would be a little bit better, because you can see they do a lot of damage. They're flames. I'm probably going to have to even run away, believe it or not. Yeah, let's go ahead and reset. I hate running away from anybody, but in this instance, discretion is the better part of valor. Only 1 healing potion left. I almost died there. I hate using my last healing potion, so let's go ahead and heal up here. So unfortunately, these guys, the whelps are a little bit far apart, but I can farm those a lot faster than I can these elites. I was hoping I could kill 2 or 3 at a time, or at least 3 at a time. Now that, since I know I can't, I may not even be able to kill 2 at a time. Even with fire resistance aura, those guys just hit they do so much damage. I mean, look at that. Let's see. They're hitting me for 91, 93, and that's a lot of damage. You know, hitting almost 100 for each hit. I've only got 3,300 health, which kind of sucks. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw back. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and eat this for a little extra stamina. And let's see. I don't think we need to waste any of our other buffs that we have. Our Crystal Spire, Crystal Ward, it's not even worth using. But we'll just go ahead and judge these guys with... I don't even need to judge them with light. I'll just be judging them with wisdom, probably. And they're going to go down pretty fast. Not even going to bother using Wrath, so we're just going to kill these guys. We got a Flame Sack, and we're just going to kill them as fast as we can. I don't know if we can get... Let's see how many we can pull. I know we should be able to miss 2 of them. There's quite a bit of mithril around here too, and it's kind of worth hitting it just because the solid stone does sell. Also, the stuff I listed earlier, all of it sold already. I listed all the earth and the solid stone I got, and I made about 32 gold, so it sold already, which is amazing. It sold so fast. The stuff just sells like hotcakes. So it's certainly worth farming, and I'm very happy about being able to make so much money so quickly. That's you know, making 31 gold. I think my priest had 21 gold, so now she's up around 52 gold. So that's pretty awesome. And like I said, the solid stone, 20 of them were selling for about I think they were selling for 3.7 gold. I think the elemental earth I was listing for 3.8 gold each, and they sold just gone. So I'm gonna have to go grind them again, which I might just keep grinding them until I hit 60, because it's just a great way to make money. I mean, I could make another, you know, almost another 100 gold just getting to 60 by killing those elementals. So I'm just gonna use my trinket, end this fight. Okay, we've got a flame sack. We're sitting on, what do we get, 2 so far? I'd like to honestly, I'd like to get about 40 of them. We're not getting any XP here. Let's do the elites, just for fun. Let's kill a few of them at least. Let's go ahead and hit the mithril ore here. Just in hopes that we get solid stone. We get 3 solid stone off the last one, so that's probably worth about 30 silver, I think. Just those 3, so that's not bad. Now up to 40 silver. So 40 silver just by hitting those 2 nodes. So it's definitely worth hitting them. Okay, over here. Need to get a new mount. I bought this mount. I'm not sure if I'm real happy with it. Let's go ahead and take this guy out. Let's go ahead and interrupt his crazy damage. I didn't get a lot of mana drinks, so I'm gonna, because I didn't fly to Darnassus and turn my quest in yet, but so I'm gonna have to do that. And I'm gonna have to buy some more mana drink. Unfortunately, I hate buying it, but what else can I do? I need it. I don't know what the drop rate is in these guys as far as the flame sack. I don't think it's worth killing them. I mean, all that time and all that damage and everything just to get nothing. So, but I thought I'd give it a go. If I would have got one flame sack off him, I would have killed another. And if I would have continued to get flame sacks off each one, I would have kept killing them. But it doesn't look like the drop rates. And I didn't think it was. I didn't think that it was any better than the little whelplings. So we're just gonna go back and kill these guys. And is there anything we can do to kill these guys faster? Just really, this is about it. Just judge them with wisdom. Throw in Crusader. And I'm not even going to bother, like, you know, using Holy Shield. I'm just going to auto attack. Should kill these pretty quick. And I'll judge when judge comes up. So it doesn't take too long. Listening to a little Lineage 2 music, which is one of my all-time favorite MMOs. And they are not resistant to my poison, so that's good. Helps out a little bit. Not even going to bother with hammer. They go down so quick. Okay, flame sack number 3. I should have just... Honestly, I should have bought some hot spices. But I do have... quite a bit of mystery meat, I believe, on my bankers. And I might even have... I think I've got a couple flame sacks, too. So we'll kind of corral all that out, round it all up once I get a few flame sacks here, and make some dragon breath chili. And then tomorrow night, not tomorrow night, I won't be back online until probably Friday. Today is Tuesday, right? Yeah. Oh shit. Tomorrow's my last day at work this week. I keep forgetting I'm off Thursday and Friday. But I probably won't be online till Friday, because I plan on being at the girlfriend's tomorrow, and then going camping the next night. So you may not see me till Friday. I do want to start talking about my video game that I'm working on, though. And I know I've mentioned on and off here and there, but I haven't. I've been trying to come up with ways to do some artwork to put on the home page of my YouTube page for the World of Vosslar, and I just have to figure out what I want to do, how I want to do that artwork, whether I'm going to do it myself or if I'll just look on the web and find something that I like, and then if the channel does end up getting more people, eventually I'll just take that down and put my own artwork or something, but we'll see. I want to get, the first video is probably going to be, it's definitely going to talk about why am I making the game, why do I want to, and obviously one of the reasons, and I've mentioned it before, is that I want to learn how to make the game, make a game in the Unreal Game Engine, but it's also just something I've always wanted to do. And then what kind of tools, how did I evaluate the different software I might use, what are the goals, what are the short-term goals, what are the long-term goals, what are the phases of game development that I'm going to go through. I've done a lot of research, I've been thinking about doing this for years, so it's not something that's on a whim. It's something I've thought about for years and years and years. And so I've definitely looked at a lot of different things. I loved, the video, like the making of The Last of Us. That's a great video. I've looked at some of the Naughty Dog studios. I've really liked the Hellblade videos by Ninja Theory. Those are great. Go watch the Hellblade Diaries from Ninja Theory. That's the game development company. The game itself that is Hellblade. Those are great videos to check out. They did a good job of creating their own motion capture studio, kind of on a cheaper budget, which was interesting. I'm not going to be doing that kind of stuff for my game. Not initially. No, most of the work's just going to be done in the computer, done in the Unreal Game Engine, and the first part obviously is going to be, well, maybe not obviously for other people, but is to create, a phased approach. What's the short-term goal? And the short-term goal would be to create a proof of concept, or what they like to call a video game slice, where you basically try to test, like if your game's an RPG, right, which is initially kind of what I'm thinking my game would be, is an RPG, and you want to say, okay, what are the things that an RPG has to have? You have to have a character that can walk around in a 3D world. You have to have NPCs, non-player characters, that character interacts with. I don't think my priest knows, though this is leatherworking. I know my leatherworker doesn't have this recipe. And, I forgot what I was talking about. My God, I must be more tired than I thought. But you have to figure out, in the video game slices, you have the NPC, you have the character, you have towns, right? You have NPC towns. You've got, think of like the Lord of the Rings or something, and you've got Bree, right? So you've got to construct these towns in the game, in 3D, obviously. So you've got to create what kind of tools you're going to use. Well, I'm going to use Blender. What type of texturing tools would I use? Well, I'll use Photoshop. There's other things. What would I use to make a promotional video to advertise the game, and that would be the actual Unreal Game Engine actually has that capability of doing like movie clips and promotional movies and animated clips from within the game game engine itself, which is really nice. So that's something, so you're looking at all these different things. You're evaluating. There's other software, like I've purchased quite a other bit of software. I spent about $500 on artists, between RC Draft, which is kind of a project management software for video games, but there aren't too many that are like that, so that was really intriguing. And so far I like what they've done with that software. And then World Machine, which is, I think I paid about $300 for World Machine. That's going to be for creating the terrain. And then there's also a plug-in to World Machine which I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but it's a plugin that enhances the UI and gives you it's basically if you had Photoshop and you bought some extra filters for Photoshop to let you do things you couldn't normally do in Photoshop. This add-on gives you extra filters, gives you extra filters for creating terrain where water erosion, different types of erosions and stuff like that. But also on top of that, it also gives you other enhancements to the AI to the UI, the user interface, to help you search through your resources, your materials. It gives you more graphically pleasing looking search tools and boxes that modal windows that pop up that you're looking through to manage all the resources of your project. So I thought that was a really good piece of software. A lot of people do use it, and I thought it was worth getting. And I think I paid about $200 for that. So it's expensive. I mean, you don't have to pay that kind of money. I mean, Blender obviously was free. There's a painting program called Krita. If you want to do some digital painting, that's a free one. If you wanted to do vector art, you didn't have to use Illustrator. You could use something called Inkscape. So there's different tools you could use. I tried to pick the ones that I thought were the best for me. I've used Photoshop and Illustrator quite a bit, so I'm pretty familiar with those. I took a class at the RSU Chicago in 2D and 3D animation, so I'm pretty familiar with certain 3D programs. And of course, I've been programming my whole life, so I'm a very good programmer. So it's all interesting. The first video will be covering a lot of those different types of concepts. I've been going through a class on creating a animation ready character in Blender, and I've been going through video on Pluralsight for that, which is a really good video. And so what I would like to do is maybe capture some of those pieces of those training, tools that I've been using to learn, to basically give myself a tool set of skills that I could actually use to actually create the game that I want to create, because I'm not there. I don't have all the skills I need. So I've already purchased quite a few courses on Udemy and different things. So that's why I call this, really a learning experience, a way to learn how to create a game. And it could take me 4 or 5 years. I may never get it done, but if I don't try, then I'll never learn, these tools, and I won't have the crayons in the box, so to speak, to actually make what I want to make. So the channel is going to be interesting, and I'm going to ask the people who, hopefully I can get some people to come to the channel and listen to some of my videos. And I really want to ask the public and say, hey, what do you want to see? What are you curious about? These are the things I'm thinking about doing. What interests you the most, and what do you want to see first? To me, I think the first thing I really wanted to work on, and I did, one of the other things I worked on too was, of course, the background story of the game itself, the characters, the world, the races, the lore of the game. That's something that has to be created. You can't have a game without, fantasy game without those things. So I've already created some of that. There's a couple races that I've already created. There's a couple, key features about those races, physically, what makes them look different from the other races. Why do they look that way? Trying to come up with, why would one race dislike another race? Why would one race not even know about another race? Are they in a kind of a place in the world that they're kind of on their own? Like if you ever read the Sword of Shannara novels, or and you think about She and Flick, and where they were kind of on their own in this little place called Shady Vale. Well, they were just so far removed from the rest of the world that they didn't really know much about the rest of the world. They had to rely on travelers and coming into their town to actually give them little bits of information. It was a massive, exciting day when the one traveler that came once a year would come into town just so they could get news. It was like 3 to 6 months old, probably, of the new, what's going on in the world. But to them, that was exciting because that's the only time they ever heard about those things. So that's an example of why that particular race of people, or maybe clan of people, or collection of people, however you want to refer to them, wouldn't know much about other people in the world. It wouldn't have any animosity, just simply because they don't know much about them. And maybe they would have animosity based on what the peddler tells them. So there's all kinds of ways of working the background story and the lore, and trying to come up with something that keeps the person engaged in wanting to learn about the game, the people of the game, and who makes up the world. And then of course you have to think about the towns and the structures, and what does Shady Vale look like? What do the people look like? What kind of what kind of clothes do they wear? Why do they wear those types of clothes? Are there, maybe their buildings made of certain types of trees that are really plentiful in their vale. Maybe they're their land is very dry, so they wear light clothing. It's dry and hot, so they wear very light, like, for lack of a better word, linen, maybe some light linen that they create that's the wind can kind of go through and keep them cool. So, there's just a million questions. And that's why also I joined a website which is a writing website. It's that basically, you read articles on how to write your own book, your own fantasy book, and you can post chapters and people can give you feedback. Of course, I'm not going to do that because the whole point of creating a game is I don't want to give away too much about it because I kind of want a lot of it to be a surprise. One of the main key points of the game I want to make is that going into it, you really don't know that much about it. One thing that sucks about the internet these days is that you can't play these games and not cheat. You can't say, oh, I can't get past this spot, or oh, I don't know where to go to maybe find a good sword, or I don't know how to make money. And then you just Google it and say, well, how do I make money in Skyrim, or how do I make money in World of Warcraft? And someone just has articles and tells you exactly how to do it. Well, eventually that would happen if people actually did play my game, which who knows if they ever would, but I want to prevent that from happening. I want to try to make people have to figure things out, on their own. Let me take a look at my buffs real quick. I'm yakking, not really paying attention. Let's go ahead and throw our shield back up. We'll throw this on. It seems like we're missing something here. Yeah, we're missing my red aura, which I kind of need. So we've got a few flame sacks here. We're up to 5. Kind of thought I had maybe a couple more than that, but that's all right. 5's 5. Did we got anything else? Not. A lot of times when I do this kind of stuff when I'm talking, I'll end up looting lots of stuff. And then I'll go back to town and I'll look at my bags and hey, here's a blue item. I didn't even know I looted because I'm just not even paying attention to what I'm looting. So the first couple videos about my game on my other channel called The World of Vosslar is really going to talk about those types of concepts. And there's going to be a video series. It's all about showing you guys, people who want to come to the channel, how I make the games, how I'm approaching the making of this video game, and what it takes to make a video game that's like what I want to do, and what are the obstacles, and how do I get past them, and and I think you have to evaluate what it is you want to accomplish, and you have to evaluate where your shortcomings are, and you have to plan out how can I get past those shortcomings, and you have to be realistic. I mean, it's like I said, it could take 5 years to make this game, and by the time I make it, it could be complete crap because everything I use, the technology, everything's in 5 years is already out of date. But the point is, then I will have learned how to use the tools and how to make the game, and then maybe the next time I make the next game, it won't take me 5 years. Maybe it's good enough so that I can take that whole process and all my videos on YouTube and I can show them to a game making company and say, because that's what I've always wanted to do. I mean, I've been a programmer my whole life, but I've always wanted to work at a game shop or a movie studio. So maybe I could learn enough to where, I could say, hey, here's my YouTube site. Here's all my series. You can watch how I've taught myself how to do these things. And you can use that as your resume. You can use that as your way to get yourself into a career that's more like what you want. Yeah, the world's, you kind of have to make the world bend to your, to what you want, bend its knee to you, so to speak. So I hope that people will check out my other channel, and once I get the first couple videos up, I'll link them from some videos here, and if people are interested, they can go there. If they're not interested, they don't have to go there. I know a lot of people, throat, I'm gonna have to get a soda here a second. I seem to have some dryness in my throat. But I know a lot of people, use Patreon or try to do different things to raise money. And I don't, of course I would like to have a million people watch my videos and make a ton of money on YouTube, doing that. But I don't want people to think that by me creating a channel and creating videos and telling people to go look at these videos that's the primary goal, because it really isn't. The primary goal is to force myself to do what I consider a lifelong dream, which is to create a computer video game that expresses my own ideals or my own joys of fantasy and story bringing, and storytelling. I'm an avid, growing up, I played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. I was very much into fantasy and dragons and elves and dwarves and all that stuff, and I still am. Even though I don't play D&D much anymore, I still go to. There's a game store called Critical Hit Games. It's a really cool game store, and I still go in there and I watch other people play Dungeons and Dragons. One of these days, I'll probably go in there and play. But I even bought the latest rule set book, which was like $50, and I've bought different books on the goblins and stuff just because for the concept art, for the references. I'm always looking for. I'm really sorry. Let me grab hold on a second. Let me grab a baby Coke here, bottled Coke, and crack it open. I just happen to have the phone number of all the teachers at HHH High School. Movie quote, can you get it? But I just happen to have a baby Coke here. Let's pop this sucker open. I can't beat that. I need to get some ice though. But the major point of making the YouTube channel is as a tool to push me to regularly put out content. And to regularly put out content, that means I have to regularly work on the game. And actually, it's a way to help force myself to keep progressing and working on the video game. And then by putting out the videos, it's a tool for people to say, hey, this sucks. You don't know what you're doing. And then hopefully those people can give me some advice and say, hey, this might be a better way to do that, or you're doing it wrong. So it's a way to interact with people and get feedback, So that's the primary reason of creating a YouTube channel. The secondary reason, of course, is if people want to Patreon me, or if they want to say, hey, this is great, I really like what you're doing. I want to subscribe to your YouTube. That's great. Subscribe, or maybe I'll put a link out to Patreon eventually, like where you can donate $1 a month or something, and that money would probably just go towards. I don't even know, to be honest. The money would probably maybe just go towards helping me get a better computer, because my computer isn't really that great right now. So I'm not. But it's just one of those things. It's if people enjoy what I'm doing and they feel like they want to help in another way other than just watching the videos and giving feedback or saying, hey, it's great, they can certainly, donate $1 a month or something, just as, to say thank you for taking the time to do it. But that's not the primary reason I'm doing it. But I'm sure I'll probably put Patreon link on there just because, hey, if somebody wants to toss me some money, why not take it? But you know what I mean. It's not. It's a way to thank someone for what they're doing, and it certainly would be greatly appreciated by anybody to receive, some money for that. I mean, hell, I'll go buy some more freaking baby Cokes if someone gives me a couple bucks. I mean, so, and believe me, my channel name Caffeine Injected is there for a reason. I mean, I live on caffeine. It helps keep me going. I don't like to go to bed. You'll see me often at 4 a.m. playing games because it's what I like to do, And the soda helps keep me going. It's like my fuel. And I'm not 300 pounds. I'm only 180 pounds. So I could probably use to lose maybe 5 or 10 pounds. But when I do the Vosslar channel, I've got a webcam. I just never use it. I will do a couple videos and put up, the webcam so you guys can see me, and I'll probably even do some streaming just for fun, when I get to the point where I feel comfortable with the tools, so that I feel like I'm not, because initially I'm going to be learning the tools, so it's going to be slow going through, playing with the tools, getting used to them, creating content, but going back and forth and revising the textures and the mountains and stuff. It's going to be slow because I'm not going to be used to, how do I do this to get the terrain to look the way I want, It's not going to be second nature once I get more comfortable, and I've done it a lot. Then I can go and start heading and live streaming and moving through it and talking about how to do it, just like I talk about how to play a protection paladin. I like to communicate and tell people, how to do it. I want to be helpful to others, and say, hey, I spent hours learning this, and I did. I spent a lot of time kind of learning how to play a protection paladin. I'm by no means a great protection paladin. I think I'm okay. But I'm certainly enjoy sharing the things I have learned along the way, and that's why the videos are great. People can give feedback and say, you're doing it wrong, crouch or don't waste on man, stuff on man. And I certainly, like I've said before, is I play the protection power the way I like. I don't play it because it's the best way. I play it because this is the way I like to play it. I like to pull lots of mobs. I like to take, rabbit hole trips just to go grab Dragon with Chili because it's fun. I want to eat my chili and breathe fire on people while I'm AoE tanking them. Why not? You know, it's another way to do damage, and it's fun. So, so that's a big spiel, and hopefully a little bit of advertisement for my other channel, uh, which, you know, I'm going to be working on hopefully Sunday, this coming Sunday. And I've got a couple journals that I have. I've also got a Google Drive site that's already got about 10 or 20 documents, various ones on the game, you know, concepts, ideas. There's a lot of stuff I'm working on conceptually. You know, key systems. You know, I like to call them life systems in the game. Things that you can go towards. You know, like in World of Warcraft, you have professions. In Vosslar, you'll have life systems. Like maybe you want to learn how to cast magic. Well, it's not going to be like a World of Warcraft. You don't just chance shield stamina. I think I already know that one. Maybe not. What else did I get? I got a flame sack. Okay, we're up to 7 flame sacks. Man, it does take a little time to get these. But let's say you want to learn how to use magic. Well, it's going to be tricky. You know, you can't just click on a button and say, oh, I'm level 5, I can put a talent point here. That's not the way that the game's going to work. It's more of an adventure game. It's more like a Dungeons & Dragons. You're going to have to go out there and find something. You maybe find some old ruins, you know, and maybe you find an old book. And if you read the book, you might have a percentage chance of possibly learning how to cast a spell. And so there's going to be a lot of RNG stuff, and some people are going to hate me. But to me, that is a really fun element of Dungeons & Dragons, is that when you roll the dice, it's chance. It's all chance. You know, the die 20, the die 10, the die 12, and you know, you roll dice to see if you hit a monster, and then you have to roll dice to see how much damage you do. So, and you could go up against a really powerful creature and get really lucky and just start hitting every time and take them out. And then you could go up against a really weak creature and roll really bad and never hit them, and they kill you. There's an element of chance, but the percentage is obviously going to be in your favor if you're much higher level, if you're more powerful. You know, if you've got a 50-50 chance against someone who's the same level as you, with the same armor class as you, all that kind of stuff, that's pretty fair. It's an even fight. You know, the combat, you know, obviously the combat's going to be difficult, having never made a combat system in a game. But there's just so much more tutorials out there now than there used to be for games, you know. I mean, I graduated high school in 1988. So if you guys, you can laugh at me now. I mean, I just dated myself and told you how old I am. But I've been playing games I've been programming since 1985. I started programming in high school when I was like a freshman. You know, I was programming on a Commodore 64. I used to grab Byte Magazine, take the programs out of the back, and rewrite them to do different things, you know, to figure out how can I change the code to do different stuff. So that was my first introduction to coding, and I've been coding ever since. And I love to read, so I've read a lot of books on a lot of different things. So I think I have a lot of wealth of knowledge and background to pour into a game, and I think what I'm going to do is try to create something that's very unique, and hopefully people will enjoy it. And hopefully people aren't going, shut up and just talk about WoW right now. Right now, I don't give a shit about your damn game. But that's okay. If you don't give a shit about my game, that's totally fine too. But yeah, we're going to keep grinding some flame sacks. We've only got 7. I kind of thought we'd have more by now. So that's a little disappointing, but and I don't really know of a better place. And if somebody's watching this video knows of a better place, let's Google it real quick while I'm killing that mob. Best place to farm flame sacks in vanilla WoW. Okay, so Dire Maul, Badlands. Badlands comes up a couple times, so I really, I don't see anything that says small flame sack gone. False name like snag on. So it looks like this is still considered a pretty good place for flame sacks. So There are some elite green in Dire Maul. And the green scales also are used for some interesting leatherworking recipes. Nice lag spike there. Let's just throw one of these shields on me just for the hell of it. I don't even need to judge. I don't even know why I'm about judging. Just throw up Crusader and kill these guys. Let me throw this blessing back up. Refresh it through these things. I guess I do. Wisdom would probably be pretty good, just so I don't run out of mana. I'm at 55% mana. See how much Wisdom will get me by the time this fight's over. Yeah, so it's worth using Wisdom just so you don't have to stop to drink at any time during the farming of these guys. If you just keep judging Wisdom on them and then throwing Crusader, you shouldn't have any issues. Okay, and that thing's pretty much done. I really wish that the Crystal Spire was 30 minutes. The Crystal Ward is. The Crystal Ward here gives you armor increase by 30 minutes, but the Spire is only 10, which I really wish they would at least knock it up to maybe even just 15. 10 minutes is it 10? It's just not very long. I mean, I know why Blizzard does it. They don't want people to have all these crazy long buffs that are damaging everybody when you hit them, but when you get hit. Because it could be considered OP, a little bit OP. You know, if you're like doing PvP and the whole time you're doing PvP, you get Crystal Spire up and rogues and warriors, nobody's hitting you, is always taking damage. But so you still got to go out and farm the stuff, you know. It still takes time. So, okay, so we're up to 8. Well, let's see. Let's take a look real quick just to see how many does it make. Maybe it makes more than one. No, it takes 1 to make, and looks like it only makes 1. So, yeah, well, farming forward isn't going to work because it's already 12:24 a.m. And I don't want to be going to bed too late. Because I do have to go to the office tomorrow. Alright. I don't know when my judgment missed. Oh, because I didn't have my bar, that's why. I don't know why I'm not attacking. You know what? Because I didn't have my bar. I'm so used to hitting my thumb button on my mouse to start my attack. I don't even need that, so I'm just so tempted to go on a killing spree and kill these guys, but it just takes too long. It's just not worth it. I think there are more, I know there's more of these scalding weapons on the other side, but I think this side's better. I think this side's got a few more. And we haven't had any issue with anybody else farming them, and I've been able to just run around and get them, so I did clear those out pretty quick. I may have wanted to run across the field over there past the elites. Let's go ahead and go back and do that. And then we can just basically go to that side, kill them. Come to this side, kill them. We'll just rotate back that way. Let's see if we can get a fun screenshot here. Got a screenshot right as he died. I copied a clipboard. And I'm going to post that in Discord for Zolson, just for fun. Alright, let's go ahead, head back to the other side. Alright, Discord is also... We'll just post that and see if he understands that I'm farming whelps. He'll be like, are you farming whelps? Excuse me. I didn't get ice yet. There's also some ore nodes over here. We can go ahead and grab those. Ah, fail. This guy seems to be taking a long time to kill. Alright, let's go ahead. Oh, there's a guy over here killing whelps. That's not going to make me very happy. The server has dropped in population quite a bit. Which is... what level is this guy? 51. But if you look at this /2 here, there's only 3,500 people, and it's because Chronos 3 opened, I think. But well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here. I don't know why I would want to spend all the time to get this character to 60. They did jump on Chronos. I don't know why people get so excited about a fresh server. It's just another... because people play this game not like we used to in original development. There's reasons for that, though. But they're all like, I'm just going to race. These are tightly grouped together, which is nice. They're all like, I'm just going to race to 60. But I understand why they do it, but it's not something I... You know, we downed this group before you downed that raid boss. And it's like, well, yeah, you downed... what, 14-year-old content faster than somebody else. It's kind of silly. But, you know, whatever floats your boat. To me, it's doing things, you know, trying to find ways of doing things. Like, you're trying to solo... what's the dragon, you know? What's the dragon? Crap, I can't really the dragon. Let's see. But you know what I mean, the dragon over here, and if I can get the right spot over here, you know, trying to solo the dragon. We had the one they hang the head up in Stormwind. What is the name of that damn dragon? Onyxia. I'm trying to solo Onyxia. That's something that's, you know, that's kind of fun, you know. And that's something I would like to try to do at some point on my paladin. So we're up to 10 flame sacs. Not bad. We got a few there. And how are we doing on our buffs? Pretty good. We're fine. This guy's taking too long to kill. There he goes. Alright, we got a flame sac. So we're up to 10. We're up to 11 flame sacs. Let's see if we can get... to 20 before we head out. I wanted to get 40, but that just seems like it's going to take entirely too long. So we're up to 11, so we just need 9 more. Sorry, Alt-Tab. I had to check something. Okay, so we've got this one up there. There were some that were pretty grouped together pretty good, which is nice. But let's just go ahead and kill this guy with my death ray. Still get a little bit of lag, a few lag spikes here and there. Alright. Let's see if he gives me a crit. No, he's not melee. Now there he's casting. Wouldn't it be nice if I had a reflect ability, like could use like a reflect a spell back? Some MMOs have that. You can spell reflect spells back at the cast. I mean, you do have, like, if I do the trinkets and stuff, like, there's one that can reflect ice spells, I think, frost spells back, but... Okay, another flame sac. And I think that's it. I don't think there's any more of these now. So we're gonna head back. Really wish I could take out those elites, but they just were hitting me entirely too hard with their fire breath, even with my flame resist up. I have to go to Ungoro again and farm some more crystals and farm some more dirt. I'm gonna throw a low level consecrate down. Let's see how fast he goes. This guy drops. It did make him drop pretty quick. Now let's do a high level consecrate. I'm just gonna suck up all my mana, but let's watch how fast he drops. Pretty quick. Oh, I'm getting tired again. Sucks getting old. Alright. We're at 13 flame socks. We're gonna kill maybe 2 more. No, we'll go ahead and kill them all. Okay, we got a flame sack. Now we're up to 14 flame sacks. We're starting to get closer. Yes, Morpheus. The flame sack of doom. Oh, the flame sack of doom. You must learn the rhythm of steel, my son. Or else I will put you on the wheel of pain. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab this guy. We'll go ahead and grab that gold ore. Gold's always a pretty decent thing to have. Excuse me. When I drink Coke out of the bottle like that, it's just so much carbonation. That's why I prefer to pour in a glass of ice. That should be the last hit. We don't even need that. Let's do this. Let's us grab this guy. Okay, do that. I'm gonna toss a little low-level consecrate. Take this guy out quick. Well, maybe we'll make a couple of gold off all the stuff we're looting, but probably not much. Not the gold mine that is Elemental earth. The elemental earth is worth a lot of money. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can tell when I start to talk silly and act silly. You can tell I'm tired. Alright, so let's go back to... How much are these worth? 11 silver. So 28 silver for those 2 stacks. Alright. Well, we're going to go down to this side, clear that out, and come back, and that's it. And then I'm going to log off because I need to get back to bed. Really starting to fade fast. I wasn't able to use as many flame sacs as I wanted, but that's okay. We still got some. And I'll go ahead and head back. I'll get all my Mr. Meat sent it to Cute Faith, and I will get some hot spices and send it to Cute Faith, and I'll go ahead and make the Dragon Bread chili. Then we'll be ready next time I log on to try it out. Try it out when I'm AoEing A10 like a shit ton of mobs. It's weird that they just both are AFK there. I wonder if they know each other in the same guild. No, I don't know. Oh, we had the luck of the flame sacks there for a little bit, but now it looks like we've lost it. We need to start our flame sack chant. Flame sack, what I want is... Oh, that was terrible. Flame sack, give me my flame sack. If you don't give me, I cut you in the... No, that doesn't work. What can we do here? I need a flame sack, hit me in the hacky sack. Well, we know that I'm not a rapper in my fucking part-time. Can't think of anything that rhymes with flame sack. Flame sack, hacky sack, knapsack, back flack, I don't know. I'm tired. Jumpy. Alright. Not a single flame sack to be had out of those 3 guys. There's quite a few of these guys over here. Let's see if we can't get some of these guys. Okay, well, we're starting to fill up the inventory too. And we want to make sure that our buffs are on, which they're not, because I haven't been paying attention, because I'm tired. Huh. I am so tired. Fuck this, Hammer Wrath. Alright, so flame sack. Ooh. We got a flame sack! I want more flame sacks! That's what I'm talking about. Give me flame sack. Give me multi-stack. Give me, I don't know, what? I can't think. I'm too tired to think right now. Okay. We're up to 15 flame sacks. Got, I think, 2 more right here and here. Go ahead and judge with wisdom. Throw in a high level consecrate. And let it go at that. Oh. Alright. Alright, no more flame sacks. Still stuck on 15, huh? I've got one here, and one out here. How did I not get aggro on that other one? Interesting. Let's judge this guy with righteousness. You saw how little damage it did. I don't use righteousness hardly ever. No flame sack. No flame sack. We are not happy. People will die, heads will roll. You not give me flame sack. You not take my candle. You not take candle. Seems to be some murlocs in my bedroom. I don't know, that was a drowning murloc, that one. Alright. See, that murloc's drowning. We've got a couple whelps up here. Do we dare pull them both? Yes, I think we will. Alright. This whelp. The other one seemed to ride right by him and he just ignored me. Let's see if I can jump down and smack him with a little death ray. Boom! High level consecrate. Refresh this. This guy's dead. This guy's about to be dead, bitches. Oh yeah. I'll see you next year, buddy. Okay, no. No more. Oh, no more flame sack for you. I'm having a hard time getting the 16th flame sack. We've been at 15 for quite a while here. Down them. If this guy drops a flame sack, I'll ride to the other side. If he doesn't drop a flame sack, I'm going to bed. And he doesn't. So, I don't want to port, though. No. Actually, I'm fine with porting. Because I do need to go to Darnassus, which is on the other continent. It's only 15 flame sacks, though. It's a long way back. I guess it's okay. So we need mystery meat, and most of the meat, let's go ahead and vendor this stuff really quick. We got some solid stone. I don't need the wicked claws because I can certainly grind wicked claws very quickly. Don't need that. Okay, so we have 15 flame sacks. We're up to 10.92 gold, and we're gonna go ahead and close that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna log on to my banker, right? So we go to the Bank of Faith. And we go to our inventory. We're going to grab any mystery meat that we have, and it seems like that's all we have in my inventory. It's going to go to, Coxkey. It's a new mage that Salson made. Yeah. Go in here, and we're going to look for any, which I don't see any, so which means we got to run all the way to my bank. We do have a lot of meat and stuff, but not the right kind. I know I've got more mystery meat. It's just a matter of finding out where it is. Where have you? Oh, and we've got a couple flame sacks. So we need to send those over. Somebody killed the boss, the little alligator boss. What do we got here? Okay, Caravan Death. We'll save that. Got some vibrant plumes, which 6 of these sell for 49 silver. They seem to be worth quite a lot of money. All right, we're making our way. Let's go ahead and send the flame sacks real quick. Flame sack to cute Faith Rooney. Okay, waiting. Mail sent. Okay, do we have any Mr. Meat? Okay, we do have the 9 here, but that's it. Thought I had more Mr. Meat. We're going to check my priest as well. Let's go here. So I'm going to send Mr. Meat to Cute Faith. Hello, Cute Faith. Waiting for the yellow text to appear in the middle of the screen to say mail sent, and it appeared. So we're now going to go on to my priest. And you'll see that when I go, I don't know if you saw last time, my priest only had like 21 gold. And if I go to return now, she's got 54 gold. So I made 33 gold. And everything sold. I don't even think I have anything left. Everything I put in there sold. Alright, so what we're looking for is Mystery Meat. I don't see any on Faith, so I'm going to check her mailbox. Alright, so... and I don't anticipate she'll have it because she's a cloth maker and a tailor and an enchanter, so most of the stuff in her thing is enchanting. So let's just take one more quick peek on... I don't think the Golden Heart Tiny Tech would have any, but let's check... I don't think Cheryl would, but let's check Cheryl real quick. I don't think she's got any. I'm kind of surprised that all I have is 18. I thought I had more. Right. So, close this. Apparently I have no mail. We hit our inventory, there's no Mr. Meat. And we hit the bank, and there's no Mr. Meat. So at this point, I give up. So now we're going to log out. And I'm going to call it a night. So we're to geared list back